Please tell me I'm not the only one that feels it. I feel like the environment has, like, the air of the environment has changed. Like, I feel like I'm standing on a different earth right now. And I feel like I'm in shock, but also, like, I knew at the same time, like, this doesn't surprise me, but some level of me is in shock. Maybe I'm just in shock that it was finally fucking exposed. Because, like, as insane as this fucking sounds, to finally have it out where basically it was like all the other countries were waiting for America to realize that we were the third world country all along. And it's almost like I'm gonna use Attack on Titan, so if you haven't seen it, it might be spoilers. It's like living behind the walls all that time, and this information came through like the colossal titan and just demolished everything. And so we've been living in these walls, like wondering what is it like outside of the walls. Um, this is what the, like, the books that we have told us that there were these things out there, but the people that want us to stay in the walls are telling us there's nothing out there. And then, like, except our books were telling us that what's out there is nothing but tragedy and worse things. And so we're sitting here behind this wall, and then all of a sudden something happens. The freaking truth comes busting through the fucking wall like the damn colossal titan. And it turns out there's a whole other storyline out there that we never even knew about. A whole other set, a whole other bunch of fucking cities and everything. A whole bunch of people that we didn't even know really existed. And it's just like, and we're finally understanding. And it's just like, we were just supposed to stay inside of these walls, and there's a whole life out there. And it's just like, and they just kept trying to cover it up, just like in the fucking show. About, like, what was really going on, where these things really came from, what the truth was behind all of it. It was just, like, hidden. And so then I was just thinking, and it made me think about how, like, in the dead center of all of the walls and the, like, innermost protection was, like, this wealthy man or whatever, and he was just benefiting off the labor of everybody else. And I was just thinking, like, that's literally our government right now, because it's just like they're benefiting off of our labor, and they don't want us to leave from within these walls, because if we actually become self-sustainable, that means that they have to actually do something for once. So then they can't just sit in the center of the walls if everybody else is moving out to go and settle the land and be self-sufficient without them. Because if we can prove that we don't need them, then what else can they hold over us? Absolutely nothing. They can only hold our survival over us. And that's it. But, like, I was just thinking that, and it's fucking insane. It's like the world feels different now. And it's just like, we've been living in this fucking delusion that everywhere else is just like, oh, it's worse. They hate us over there. Okay. Hopefully I'm saying this right. But after listening to others talk and the welcoming of, like, the TikTok refugees and everything, I created an account on Xiaohongshu. Hopefully I said that right. But I created an account and I went over there, and there's a video literally of someone saying, I hate that I have to say this so much, but we don't hate you. And they told us, like, they told us that we were hated literally by everybody outside of these walls. That everything was dangerous, that, you know, everybody was poor, you know, shitting in buckets and throwing them in the streets. I heard that shit because I'm a 90s kid. Stupid shit like that we were forced to believe. Starvation, homelessness, even worse than what we already have. They told us over and over again that things inside the walls could not change because it's not sustainable, because somebody always has to be on the fucking bottom. That's what they told us. Somebody always has to be in the dirt. And then we see from other spaces where that's not the case, further proving them wrong. And here, I'm just gonna say it. I don't care if it sounds crazy because I've already been picking up on this for a while. But here, yeah, somebody always has to be on the bottom because that's how they got their power in the first place. They got it from putting people under them. How you get your power is how you have to sustain it. If you sustain your power from making other people hurt, you have to continue to hurt other people to keep it. And so if it changes, they lose their power because the only thing they know how to do is hold their power by taking from others. If you get your power from taking from others, you have to continue that cycle. If it is gained through integrity and proper leadership, you have to maintain that cycle to maintain your power. If there is a shift in the regime, then it has to create a shift in every other space. And so this is like, it's kind of crazy. It's insanity. Like, it's nuts, because then it's just like, it's so eye-opening, but it's like, duh, we knew this. Like, I have spent a lot of my life telling people it doesn't have to be this hard. I don't believe that it has to be this hard. And people thought I was fucking nuts. They were like, no, there will always be people on the bottom. You can't help people because they don't want to be helped. If they're homeless, then they don't want to be helped. And it's just like, that's not true. You don't understand. Like, they have extenuating circumstances that make it to where they, how is it possible? You can't get a job if you can't shower. It's hard to work if you can't eat. And I spent a lot of my life explaining this to people, and they kept telling me that, you know, you're just too nice or some dumb shit. They were just kind of like blowing me off. Basically, you know, saying that I just want to give away, you know, free help to people. Yes. Always telling me that somebody always has to be under somebody. That's not, like, somebody has to suffer in order for, you know, people to not suffer. And that's not the fucking case. And now it's like, China has, like, literally opened the whole door, and it's just like, now we have to accept the fact that it's us that's third world country. And we knew this place was shit. We knew, but now it's like everyone knew but us, and we're the last to know. And so now we have to absorb the fact that the whole world knew, but we didn't have the proof until now. Like, somewhere in there we kind of felt like it, but now we have, like, proof that everyone knew but us. And that shit is mind-blowing, and I feel like I'm not even on the same, like, planet anymore. It sounds bad, but, like, what else did they lie to us about? This is crazy. But it's great at the same time, because now we know better. So that means that we have to force them to do better.